Welcome to the Michigan Runner Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
Hi, Carter Sherline from Michigan Runner, and we have with us Ron Gunn, who has been a coach, race director for many years, and uh, as well as puts on the Cairn Adventure Tours. And we'd like to talk to Ron about what he has planned in terms of the tours for 2021. Welcome, Ron.
Thanks, Carter. Fire up.
Fire up. So tell us.
Eager to talk about Cairn Tours.
Yes. Tell us which tours you have planned for this year.
Yeah, it's been a very uncertain year, very uncertain times, but we're still going strong. We had to postpone our trip that was supposed to be this fall for the great state of Utah, the 5 national parks, plus Antelope Canyon in Arizona near Page. But we rescheduled that. It'll be this coming fall. And we're hopeful that the pandemic will wind down, and that the vaccinations will be strong so that we can get on an airplane and fly out there and then get on a bus, travel around that wonderful state of Utah. And it's quite a trip. And we have, right now I've sold out 3 trips. We have a waiting list. So, but if somebody wants to find out anything about it, they can go to our website. It's called Cairn Adventure Tours. And the Cairn is spelled, it's old Scottish term for piles of rocks they used to build up on the backcountry courses that hikers could find their way. And you'll find these all over the United States and Hawaii, as well as you do in Europe. And and Cairn is spelled C as in cat, A-I-R-N. And if you can't get that to come up, just Google Ron Gunn Tours, and it'll give you a list of all our activities and plans. And so this year we're going to do our grand trip is the best of Utah. The next year we're going to do our classic signature trip, the Grand Canyon, which we really have done very well with. It'll be like our 12th trip out there, including the rim to rim hike. And then the following year in 23, we're going to do Scotland, and I'm going to try to duplicate the trip I did about 10 years ago. It was just a magnificent trip that came together. I was sitting on our hotel steps in Edinburgh, Scotland, and we're having a team meeting, and the sun came out. So I looked up and I said, check that out. See, that's the sun. But you better enjoy it now because you won't see it the rest of the trip, but you'll love the hikes. Well, we had sun every day but one. And that's when we went up to the old man's store. And that's when you want it kind of creepy and dark, a little windy.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to go back to Scotland and try to duplicate that.
Okay.
We also do we do training programs for all those hikes, and especially you don't have to do the big hikes. We always have, well, like the Grand Canyon, and the Utah trip. Our big backcountry hike is the West Rim Trail, which is really cool into Zion. We actually border the Zion Canyon up high at almost 8,000 feet. Then we drop down into the Zion. So it's a wonderful hike, but it's like the rim to rim. We have to do what I call test hikes in order to make sure that you are ready to go, because it's very, very strenuous. And a lot of people don't realize that in the Grand Canyon and in Zion, not so much Scotland, that altitude plays a big factor. And you need to be adjusted to altitudes close to 8,000 feet. So we have these test hikes, and they work out really great. And then every 2 weeks during the year, starting in January, we have
Okay.
training hikes, and we do what I call progressive overload training. And they start out with a 6-mile hike, and then we build up to a 7 and then an 8. And by the end of the year, before a big hike, we do anywhere. This year, we're doing a 22-mile hike in the Manistee River Valley. For the Grand Canyon, we do a 27-mile hike there, just to make sure that they're ready to go in the backcountry, because there's no roads down into the Grand Canyon. There are no trains. The same with the West Rim and Zion. You know, if you're out there, you're out there. You either got to get rescued or ride a donkey or something out.
Yeah.
And so but that's the exciting part. And a lot of our people feel, wow, I'm a real athlete, you know, and they accept the challenges of the test hike, and they really like that. I'd say though, about 60% of our people just go on the trips to do other hikes, ranging from 3 miles on up to 10 or 12 miles. And they're not really into the backcountry extreme hike. And so we train every 2 weeks. We meet, and I pick up, we got a lot of dynamite training sites here in Southwest Michigan. We also travel to Devil's Lake in Wisconsin. And then, so they really have an opportunity to become a family. You know, we call it Ohana. I've taken trips to Hawaii too.
Uh-huh.
That's a Hawaiian word for family. So
Yes.
that works out really good. And I also have bonus hikes that we let them. Sometimes I'll think, hey, I'm going to do an extra hike this weekend. So it's a real good value.
Yeah, possibly one of the few friends of Michigan Runner that goes back longer than you is Emily Gale, who lives in Hawaii. So I knew that word from talking with Emily. So
yeah, well, Jenny's going to go on the next trip.
right.
And she Art went on our trip to California, and he loved it. And he loved the group and its family like traditions and atmosphere. And so, you know, they've been really good to me. And of course, I've always treasured that Michigan Runner Year of the Award.
We appreciate our connection with you, with your races and tours. I don't think I mentioned in the beginning of this segment that you were our very first Michigan Run of the Year for 1979. So.
Yeah, that was great. And you met Jeff, who helped set me up with this Zoom. And he was my, I think it was my 7-year-old son then. And you guys gave me the award at the halftime of a Pistons game out at the Silverdome. And we got to sit on the Pistons bench and talk about a thrill.
All right. Well, again, thank you. And we'll be seeing you out on the trail.
Thank you, Carter. Fire up.
Fire up.
That record